Hello and welcome to You Are Human, a podcast attempting to decode human potential and possibilities by bringing you real stories, real heroes. Today with me is the young, energetic, gorgeous, and super talented Emaan Al Zadjali. Hello, Emaan. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
Very well, thank you. It's amazing to see that you're still in the daylight and we're here killing the night.
I know. It's like noon. It's 12:21 right now.
Yeah? How's the weather there?
Cold. It's just cold. And
Cold?
Cold. It's gray. I'm ready to be in the sun again. I'm trying to be back home in Oman, but that's about it. As far as it goes.
Yeah, because if the pandemic, it's just become so terrible, for us to come back to our countries or see our parents, see our families.
Yeah.
How long have you been away from Oman now?
It's been definitely over a year. I think the last time I was there was 2 Decembers ago. Whoa, no. Last December? Nope. 2 Decembers ago.
Mm.
And then I came back in January of
2020.
Yep, 2020.
Yeah? Okay. Oman's getting hotter. So yeah. Yeah.
Not opposed, but I'm
Okay.
very ready to be there.
Yeah, inshallah. It'll be wonderful to have you here and maybe, meet you in person.
Yes,
That'll be great.
I'd love to. Inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. So, Iman, you finished your graduation in music at Berkeley's right now, right? And that's such an honor and such a prestige, to be at Berkeley's. You didn't study music in Oman while you were here. Although you used to sing, used to write songs, but when did you actually realize that, music is my element? I want to pursue this academically. When did that happen?
That probably happened. Well, the school Berkeley was introduced to me by my guitar instructor when I was like 12. And by then, obviously, I wasn't thinking about college, but she told me about Berkeley and was like, you should definitely think about applying like in the future. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I think I was 16 or 17 when I started releasing music on Instagram. And then through that, people started getting more attention towards me. And I was like, okay, music for me has always been something I wanted to pursue professionally. Like, I didn't really know what that entailed until I was around 16, 17. But I always just knew. I was like, it's it. Like, it's going to be music.
Yeah.
So I'd say it was about when I was 17, started looking into colleges and then found Berkeley. Was like, this is the perfect fit. Like, it's contemporary. It's not a conservatory where I have to learn classical music or jazz, which you still have to do, but you get to learn more than that and be up to date with the scene and or the industry and how it has evolved over time. So that's kind of how that started.
Yeah, but that's amazing. I mean, I meet some people, and even for me, for that matter, till my probably late 30s, sorry, late 20s. What am I saying? Late 30s, late 20s, and I was just nearing my 30s. I still wasn't sure like what I really, really want to pursue. Like, I knew when I was in college, I knew like, what I want to do, but it kept transitioning. But now that you've graduated, do you think that your goal or what you want to do has shifted a little, or no, you're still on that path?
If anything, I think it's enhanced the goal before.
Oh, is it? Wow.
Definitely. Like, wow. It was weird because going into Berkeley, I knew before it, I was like, the only reason I'm going here is to pursue music and become an artist and have a name for myself to then bring to Oman or to show like young people in the industry or in the scene that it's possible. Like, we're so constricted or like constrained from what is possible and like creatively for whatever reason, like freedom of speech and all that, like just very hidden. And so I noticed that while I was on the come up in Oman back then, I was like, I want to come back and pursue something and really give something to the people. And then fluctuated a little bit while I was in Berkeley. First year and a half, I was like very self-conscious because I went from being the big fish in the small pond, that whole thing. And then after my last 2 years or last year and a half, I started really honing in on the goal and got familiar with my crowd and the label that I'm associated with, Wealth Care Records. We're now shifting that goal and trying to bridge the gap between the Western music scene and the Middle Eastern. And that is
Nice.
like just evolved over time and really gained these connections, collaborated, and it's just been really great. Like, especially with apps like
Wow.
Clubhouse. I don't know if you're familiar with Clubhouse, but it's basically like Twitch. You can like talk to people through your phone. It's like you're jumping into a random little like conference room and there's people in this chat. You can raise your hand and then you can just speak to people about any topic. And so many people from the Middle
Wow.
Eastern music scene are a part of this right now. And it's the perfect way to gain connections through like genuine organic connections through meeting people. So that's
Wow.
helpful.
So this app is just for musicians?
No, it's for anybody.
Clubhouse?
Clubhouse people have been using it for like social media, marketing strategies. People have been using it for like dating rooms for whatever reason. It's not public, you can also make private rooms. But I've been using it to get familiar with social media marketing and as well as meeting people in the Middle East because it's been very helpful.
Wow. Wow. So you just mentioned that, the initial 1.5 year, you were not feeling in the right place, because you just felt like maybe I don't belong here. Oh my God, look at other people there. Wow. It happens because as you rightly said, the music scene in Oman is really, really small. So probably when you were here, you didn't need that kind of people who were like completely out there, could play like maybe say 10 instruments. I don't know.
Right.
People, they're just so crazy. These days you see the amount of talent everybody has. So how did you overcome that self-doubt or hesitation or, oh my God, do I still want to do this? How did that happen? Did you just understand your own talent and skills, or did someone help you recognize it? Or it was just like, okay, one day, halas, it's gone. The fear is gone.
It was definitely a combination. Like I needed to gain some sort of confidence from myself because that so dropped for a while. Self-esteem was definitely something I needed to work on. And I think what helped was just telling myself to not care, like not care what other people think. Because for like 99% of the time, I'm probably just mind reading and like trying to assume what people are thinking before they even look at me. So I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? It's just self-sabotage at that point. So I had to just train myself to be like, just post you freestyling and don't even look at the numbers, like just do it. And then it also took me trying to find my niche group of people and a little like community that I had to find for myself and see what I was interested in, see what they were, and find some, like, interest in that, but also people with good intent and not just people who are faking it. And I'm pretty good at reading people, I would say. And so it helps along the way. I just found my group and we were able to bring each other up and very grateful for that.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. How open are, the Westerners, as we would say, to Middle Eastern artists? While you're there, did you feel like there's some kind of I wouldn't say discrimination. I don't think that would be the right choice of word, but have you experienced something like that? Like, oh, because you're from Middle East, or, like, do people look at you differently? People ask you like the weird questions. Has anybody asked you something like really weird? Or bizarre?
I've gotten like, no, I mean, for the most part, it's all been like very, very encouraging, and just people are just fascinated because the Middle East is just a region that is so not talked about in the Westerners' eyes. The only thing that they're familiar with is unfortunately the really negative stuff that is portrayed in the media, but literally like history and the culture is something that people are so not familiar with. So when I try to talk about it with my friends or with my peers about the Middle Eastern music scene or about Arabic in general, like I came out with a song where I had Arabic mixed with it and I wanted to show it to a class years ago, and I was like, yeah, it has Arabic in it, so like I don't know if y'all want to hear it. And they were like, please show us this. Like, that sounds so sick. Why would we not want to hear that? And I was like, I don't know, I
Right.
don't mind reading. And so I was like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised. People are very, very interested in the unknown because to them, the entire
Right.
region is super unknown. But I've never
True.
gotten any like weird comments that are like, what is that? I think it's just ignorance for the people who do think that way. But I personally haven't faced anything extremely negative like that.
You mentioned right now that you even did a song in Arabic. So
Mhm.
while we were having our initial conversation, you mentioned to me that you are not very good at the language. And now I can see through your stories on social media that you're putting a lot of effort mindfully, consciously, willingly, nobody's
Yeah,
forcing you, but you're doing it. You're trying to learn the language.
doing it.
I am totally in support.
Thank you.
Yes, Arabic stories.
Doing it
I
all.
am in support of us. I think as human beings, the more languages we know, the more people we can reach out to, we can connect to. Yeah. So
Mhm.
kudos. I'm so
Thank you.
happy that you're learning your language. That's amazing. I've lived in Oman for 32 years. I don't speak the language. I have to start now. You're going to inspire me.
We can get classes together. We'll figure it out. It's so important.
Yeah, we will figure it out.
I hate that I'm only
Absolutely.
now realizing it, but it is extremely important. So I'm glad I'm.
Yeah, yeah. So how did this realization occur? Like, was there a disconnect? Did you feel like you are not able to connect with your audiences, or did someone say something, or was it like one fine day you were like, "Halas, I have to connect back to my roots. Let me take this project up and let me learn Arabic."
Yeah, I mean, the whole reason I wasn't doing it this whole time was because I was just really stubborn as a kid. Like it was, I grew up, I was born in the U.S. in Illinois, moved to Oman when I was 6, and then lived there my whole life. My whole dad's side of the family is Armani, like traditional Armani family, and then
Mm,
my mom's
mm,
side's American. But I spent most of my
mm.
time in Oman, and I live on the same street as my grandparents, my aunts, and my uncles. Went to the house every Friday and like met up with the cousins and stuff, but was so intimidated because I would try to speak Arabic, but obviously I look like the black sheep in my family, me and my brother. And so my cousins, like in Armani culture, like teasing is such a thing. But because of that American sensitive
Right.
side, I was always like, don't make fun of me, I'm trying. And they'd all be like, what are you doing? And I just took that to heart way too. It hit home too much for me. And so I was like, I'm just not going to learn. I don't want to sound
Mm,
wrong. I don't want to be wrong, so therefore I won't learn. But that was just the thing. Like you have to be wrong to learn. So the reason
true.
I'm now learning is because I dropped the song. I played a festival for Berkeley with Vibes the Prod, and we did a song where we blended this Rolling Stone song, Paint It Black, and Kefik Inta
Mm,
by
mm.
Fairuz. And that was my idea. I really wanted to do it because I was like, this is such a classic song. People are dying to hear me speak in Arabic all the time. It should be like a little homage to that and like just a little thing. I think it'd be cute.
True.
Um, Day before it gets released, we filmed it like a month in advance, edited it and all that, sent it in. It's too late. I showed it to my dad a day before it released and my best friend. And I showed both of them and I was like, tell me your honest opinion. What do you think? And my dad's like,
Mm.
did you already submit that? And I was like, what do you mean, did I already submit that? I thought it'd be a fun surprise. And he's like, I mean, like, yes, you sound fine, like it's good, but like you sang it with an Armani accent when Fairuz is Lebanese, like, and it shows. It's not bad. I'm just saying, I got so self-conscious. I was freaking out, like behind the scenes. I'm hyperventilating. I'm like on the verge of tears. It was bad. My best friend's like, girl, this just is different. And I was like, no. But people liked it in the end of the day. Like people really, really liked it, which was awesome. But that day I downloaded Duolingo. I was like, Baba, only speak to me in Arabic from now on. Like, khalas, we're learning Arabic. I'm done doing the stubborn thing. We're doing this. I don't want to make a fool out of myself ever. Plus it's offered me so many opportunities and I've been able to connect
Mm,
with my audience so much more, which has been so
true.
beneficial. And I am feeling like through learning the language, I've wanted to learn more about my own culture. And I feel like I've been very disconnected from it when I was growing up, just out of being stubborn and being scared of being wrong. So now I'm realizing I'm like,
But
I don't care. It's fine. Please tell me I'm wrong.
it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And once we try to learn the language, and as you said that you want to connect back with your history, your culture, there's so much to get in awe with, and so much to learn, and so much to actually contribute. When somebody says something, then what exactly happened, and you have more power because you have knowledge, and knowledge brings more power, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. And as I said, language indeed is so important in order to reach out and communicate. But do you think that we as people and as a society, we tend to disregard or give low credit to someone's talent and achievements just because they don't fit in a certain bracket or a box based on our own expectations? Like if I expect Emaan, because she's an Irani, to speak Arabic, but she's singing in English, oh no, I don't like her. So do you think sometimes, I'm not saying that this must have happened, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, do we like box one another this way, and we tend to not pay attention to someone's talent and say, shut it off because of something that I expect?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely, I can relate to that 100%. Like, that is definitely, these are DMs that I get. And so I'm like, I see that.
Really?
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
no.
definitely. I've been told that, like, face to face. I've been messaged that. I've been told from other people that this, and I totally see it, and I see where they're coming from. But it's also comes from a place of like comfort and what they're used to hearing and what they really want to see. Because I don't look the part, it would be interesting to see me sing in Arabic because they're like, this is different. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I agree with them. Like, I think I totally should, but I'm like, at the same time, you can't completely just disregard all the work that I put into this. If you're not into it, it's fine. Just like, don't expect me to change for you. Like, if I'm doing it, I'm doing it for myself and because I want to.
Yeah.
But if you don't like it, you don't have to look. And that's kind of just how I
Yeah.
approach it. And so I'm like, I expect it. Like, it is expected, but that's my response to that, I guess.
Yeah. Do you get hassled with the negative comments or messages on social media? Do you get hassled?
Yeah. Not very, very often. It's like once in a while. The only time recently I would say I've been hassled is whenever I try to speak Arabic, and I tell people, I'm like, please correct me, but they go a little too hard, and they're like, yeah, please don't ever speak Arabic again, like, stick to English, please. And I'm like, and you want me to speak Arabic, then like, what is happening? I don't listen to it, because like, why would I follow what they say as my path? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
True.
And so
Yeah. Have you ever felt like you're lost in translation? And there's a pun intended here.
Translation, just from like miscommunication, I guess.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, yeah, I would say so, because I like putting things on my story where I ask very controversial things, being like, we all grew up with the idea of this is haram, and we've heard it so much growing up. So like, let's talk about what you were told is haram, and specifically the things that you don't understand why they're haram, like why. But a lot of the people I've noticed from the responses I've gotten from the community is they're mixing up the idea of what's Islamically haram and what's socially unaccepted, and they're calling that haram. And so there's a lot of backlash there. And by me responding or posting these comments, I get people coming to me being like, stop asking these people who don't know what they're talking about, because like, you're making us look bad. And I'm like, first of all, these aren't my words. Like, these are the words from the people that have been raised on the same thing I have, and like raised on the same ideologies. And like, no one really has the answers. It's kind of like the point of all of this is that we're all basing all of this stuff on, I don't know, I guess what other people think. But it's just, I don't know, people think I'm being like the bad guy for saying that, when in reality I'm just giving like a platform for these people to speak their mind. And so that, I guess, gets lost in translation. Does that answer the question?
Yes. Yeah, yeah. But you know something that you said, it's so interesting. So my grandmom, I'm Hindu. I come from the Vedic philosophy. So there are certain rituals that we do. Yeah, there are certain customs and rituals that we follow. So my grandmom should be like, don't put your right leg. I'm just saying something. Not that she said this, but she would like, don't put your left leg before the right leg. Something like that. And or always shower before praying, or like brush your teeth before eating, basic things. So I would just be like, okay, why do I have to do this? And there are some rituals and customs that we follow, in our religious thing. So I would be like, okay, why do we do this? She's like, you're not supposed to question. It's religion. You're not supposed to question.
Exactly.
So there was always this fear and don't question. So it just brought me back to that memory. And she's a wonderful, wonderful woman. Now she's normal, God bless her soul. Wonderful lady, she took great care. But because, see, from generations it's coming. Do not question, just follow. Do not question, just follow. So maybe you triggered that kind of a nerve. And as you said, like, people have been brought up with the same ideologies, philosophy, same faith. But still, there are no answers because we are told not to question. Of course, now things are changing. Times have changed and everybody questions. And there is a lot of mindfulness and consciousness about spirituality, about religion. There are logical answers. Every religion teaches something because, it's got a theory behind it. It's not just like, oh, because we're saying it, you have to do it,
Right.
So yeah. Okay, let's make this a little light. I have recently introduced the rapid fire in my show. So I will give you two options. You have to choose this or that, but you can't take too much time, okay?
Okay. Can I explain?
Are you ready?
Just go.
You can just go, but if you want to explain, no problem. You could. But they're basic things, so it wouldn't require too much explanation any which ways.
All right.
Something light.
I won't think so.
Okay. All right. Emaan, mountains or beaches?
Beaches.
Is it? Okay. Hip hop or rock?
Hip hop.
Yeah, I've seen some of your hip hop videos. You're rocking totally. So you're rocking the hip hop. So there's a little bit of rock in it.
Oh yeah.
My sense of humor. All right. Okay. So you're having hunger pangs, midnight. What would you opt for, pizza or shawarma?
Because I'm homesick, I'm gonna say shawarma. I would say.
But do you get good shawarmas where you are?
They're okay. They do what they can. Like, it's not the same. I found like maybe 2 hidden spots where I'm like, okay, this is decent, but it's just not the same.
Yeah. Okay. Would you prefer? What's your favorite pick? Acoustic or electric guitar?
Oh, for guitar?
Because you play the guitar, yeah?
I do play the guitar, but I love both so much. I love both the tones. I'm gonna say electric. I'm gonna say electric for now.
Electric?
But acoustic, there's like a special place in my heart for specific acoustic guitar, like not singer-songwriter stuff. I love like Spanish acoustic like type of guitar. Oh my god! But I'm gonna say
lovely. Electric? Yeah, electric. Okay, this is a tough one. If I don't hope somebody asks you this, or you're never in such a situation, but if you were asked to give up either playing the guitar or singing, what would you give up?
Oh no. Guitar. I don't think I could give up. Yeah, because with singing, I would know how to like embellish on chords and like create chords with singing because I know the notes. Guitar would be like added plus, but I can't give up my voice like that. That would end me.
Yay, that's amazing. Wow, you're amazing. Wow. Hey, and I know what your true love is now. That is singing. God bless you. And kudos. I can't wait to see your new work, because the Arabic song that you sang, which was again Inti?
Keep Ginta?
كيفك أنت? Yes, sorry. I've heard it so many times. See, I still don't know the lyrics, but I keep listening to it, and you've done such a great job. So yes, we want to hear more of you singing.
You definitely will. It's definitely coming. I can't tell you when at all, but music is coming. It's a lot of fun.
Inshallah, inshallah. Looking forward to it for sure. Okay, Iman, lastly, I personally believe that we are all a part of a big cosmic plan. So there's a creator, God, whatever superpower, whoever you want to call him or her or address. I think we have been put on this planet to serve some sort of a purpose. We're all mediums and instruments to serve that kind of a job or a role that he or she has assigned us for.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if you believe in the same philosophy, but if you do, what medium do you want to play? What sort of an instrument that you want to become for a message or a purpose on this planet?
Ooh. What type of, you say instrument or like?
Instrument, yeah, because we're all instruments, yeah. We're all doing our part. We're all doing our role. You know, God chooses us to do a certain job, and we are just the medium or an instrument. This is the philosophy that I believe in. So, do you believe in something like this? And if yes, then what kind of an instrument, or what do you think is the purpose that you want to serve
Oh
through
wow,
your life?
that's a deep question. I definitely believe in like a very similar philosophy, and I believe that my purpose would be to help other people and like give them their voice. Like I really want to give people a voice that they don't think that they have. Like
Mm,
people, at least in the Middle East culturally, I feel like it's been so um like just known that we are not supposed to speak on certain things, or things are very sheltered when we totally should be speaking about this and make them aware and apparent, rather than hiding it under the rug and being,
mm, mm,
don't worry
mm.
about it. But even just people expressing themselves, I want to be able to give people that voice or give them a platform to do so, and not make them feel uncomfortable in any way, or just feel hidden. I'd hate, I can't. I don't want to see people like that and make them uncomfortable. So that medium, I guess, it would
Right.
be my instrument. I want to be the voice for people. So, or give them a voice, I guess. Allow them to use their
That
own, if that makes sense.
Yes, yes, that's a beautiful thought, and I wish you all the best in serving this purpose and being that medium, because I think it's very, very important in today's day and age. While we are always thinking of voicing our own opinions, and my opinion is this, I want this, we tend to like overshadow the voices of those who have, like a low volume. You can't hear them,
But
because there's so many people is struggling to express themselves. So that's amazing that you have such a thought, and God bless you. All the best in this, all the best with your music. You're making your family proud, the country proud, for sure. I'm so, so confident you're going to make it so, so, so
thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you for allowing me to be and interviewing.
big.
I had a lot of fun.
Thank you. Yay, even I had a lot of fun. Thank you. Thank you for being on the podcast.
No problem. It's not.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. If it has inspired you, even slightly, then please like, share, and comment. See you on the next one. Until then, remember, our time is limited. Let's make the most of it.
تذكر آخر مرة شفتك سنتا، تذكر وقت آخر كلمة قلتها، وما عدت شفتك وهلا شفتك. كيفك انت